HTTV with Illingworth and Gregory. Tom, first of all, welcome to Huddersfield Town.
Thank you very much.
How happy are you to join the club?
Yeah, over the moon. You know, it's been a long few weeks for me going on holiday, and then when there was finally a bit of interest, you know, I was over the moon. I was excited to see where it went.
When did you first find out about the club's interest, and what was your initial reaction to it?
It was a strange one, really. Obviously, I still had 2 years remaining on my contract at Derby, so after I'd finished the season, I thought, just take some time out, go on holiday with the family and friends, and go back home, enjoy the time that you don't really get much of during the season. And it was only really probably a bit while after that, halfway through the summer, that there was interest in Huddersfield coming in. Immediately, I was obviously intrigued to see how far it was to what was going on, basically. And it sort of escalated quite quickly, and there was a lot of interest, which is obviously for a player like me and someone like that with a team that's done tremendous thing last season, with a great squad of players to sort of achieve the dream. And when you get asked to be part of that and there's interest shown in that, then it's always hard to turn down. Was
that what initially attracted you to Huddersfield Town then? The success obviously of last year, Premier League football, and the style that the team play on the pitch?
Yeah, I think even before that, whenever I've played it, it's always been a tough place to go. Last year, obviously, when they adopted that style of play, which is obviously refreshing in the Championship, the players that not necessarily were probably tipped to be up there have shown great strides, and they've shown that they're in the right system with the manager who believes in them, can produce some fantastic things. And it was great to see for the neutral, great to see for those who obviously weren't fighting at the top end of the Championship. And both home and away games we had last season were probably, for me, the hardest team in the Championship, and footballing wise by far the best. So it's a great thing to see, and obviously the playoff final was a bit of I was even nervous watching it for the team, and but it's great to see them do it, and it's great to be part of it.
And you've spoke to David Wagner ahead of joining the club. What did he tell you first of all about Huddersfield and Huddersfield Town supporters?
Just the fact that it's a club that's all about work ethic. It's it's all about pulling together. Everyone looking in the right direction to try and fight for each other, to try and achieve success. And when someone lays it on the line like that, I want to be part of it. Beside the way he wants to play and how he sees me fitting into the squad, and what he wants me to produce. It's about getting the basics and having the right player to come in with the right mentality to have that same drive and that same sort of encouragement and determination to be successful. And that's the whole point of me being here.
And you mentioned obviously earlier playing against Huddersfield Town twice this season. What was it like playing against a playing style like the one that David Wagner's put out onto the pitch?
It's difficult to get to grips with. I think you can always analyse before we played Huddersfield. They press from the front, their style's different, but it's not actually to actually play against it, and you look back after that, it's a tough sort of formation, a tough style to cope with, especially in the Championship, because you're so used to a bit of rustle and bustle and the physical side of the Championship. There's not many teams who play that free-flowing, patient style of football, which is obviously for a player like me is a fantastic thing to see. So that's a big key for me in the way the manager wants to play, the way he wants his attacking players to contribute in games and score goals and make assists. And like I said, I'm happy to be here and I'm happy to get going.
And you can see yourself obviously fitting into that style of play.
Yeah, I think I've always been that type of player. It's similar when I had Steve McLaren at Derby. He played that sort of Dutch formation of 4-3-3, expansive attacking football, and that's where I feel that I flourish. So I'm hoping for the same here. I know there's a lot of work to be done, but like I said, I'm ready for the challenge. I'm ready to go, and I'm looking forward to the season to come.
Over the last 2 seasons at Derby, you've scored 28 goals.
Mm-hmm.
How can you see yourself progressing even further now you're under the management of David Wagner and playing in the Premier League?
No, yeah, definitely. Like I said, I always set my own standards. I always put a lot of pressure on myself to do the best I can whenever I'm given the opportunity to play. And I think goals nowadays in wide areas is key. I think there's more days of not really so much wide players get your feet on the line. It's more about being inside forwards and scoring goals. And I think wingers now are relied on to get double figures most seasons with assists as well. And I've been able to do that. That's been something I've been able to add to my game. But most importantly is the work ethic, to work for my team, show the right attitude, and then when given the chance in the final third to create some magic, to try and entertain not only manager, but the fans as well, you know, to give them something to shout about. And like I said, I'm looking forward to it. You know, there's a lot of work to be done, a lot of learning I've still got to do, but to be given the opportunity to be in the Premier League at a team that's, you know, on the up for me is a great feeling.
And you've been one of the star players in the Sky Bet Championship over a number of seasons now. Do you see, obviously now you're 25, that this is a natural progression for you to then go into the Premier League? Yeah,
definitely. I think I've had a lot of experience, a lot of ups and downs in my career so far. But I've learned from it. You know, you have to take the bumps along the road to try and get to where you want to get to. And the way the club's done it last year, you know, an absolute feat in itself, you know, to do it. And the way they did it, you know, playing the right style of play, playing attacking play, you know, it's an exciting team to watch. And now to be part of that, you know, it probably hasn't hit me yet, but when I start to get into training, I see the lads and I see the games coming up, it'd be a really nice feeling.
And this obviously isn't going to be the first time that you've had Premier League action. You were on loan at Crystal Palace and you had a spell at Hull in the Premier League as well. How do you think the competition and the league has changed and adapted over that time?
I think you get a lot of teams now who have come up from the Championship actually being able to survive quite easily. You know, I think I always say I think the Premier League is a fantastic level, but the Championship gets better each year. You know, there's more bigger teams dropping into the Championship or coming up from League One. My time at Hull and Palace was one of those where I felt, you know, I'd earned a lot of respect as a kid from playing at Blackpool. I'd earned the right to play at a higher level. For me, it just worked out that I had managers who didn't really suit the way I wanted to play. I didn't get the opportunities to play at the Premier League, which was a bit of a blow for me, a big confidence blow, because when you're a kid and you're English, you always try and reach the Premier League and be there and play. And I didn't get the opportunity, you know, but I still had to take on the chin. And you know, now it's come back around. I'm looking to grab it with both hands and make sure that, you know, when given the chance to play, to show what I can do.
And it's not long now until you join up with your teammates on the 5th of July. You mentioned off camera before earlier that you're good friends with Aaron Moy and, you know, Tommy Smith as well. Mm-hmm. So it's great that you've all already got that connection to go into it. Yeah,
I think that's vital. I think nowadays when you go into teams, you more or less know someone there or you've played against them. But that always makes it easier to gel in with the other lads and know your way around. If you're ever struggling, you can just lean on them for help. So, you know, I'm looking forward to obviously seeing a lot of the boys more close up. Obviously playing against them for the last few years. And like I say, I'm looking forward to the challenge and it's going to be an exciting one.
Welcome to Huddersfield Town.
Cheers, thank you.